you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Friday, and yes, we're vlogging again on time this time, girl. I'm so excited because today we're gonna talk and share a bunch of things and do what we do on this channel, which is talk about our feelings and travel and other random things at times. But let's get into it. The other thing I want to say is you have to believe in yourself. You can't expect people to believe in you or to feel any sort of good if you don't believe in yourself first. You should not need anybody on this earth to validate you or tell you that you are good. And if you do get that, it's just a reflection of the inner work that you've done. Because girl, I've had to learn that everything that you experience and that you're around, I swear you can literally hit a pause button and say, do I want to engage with this reality or not? Be careful with that, because like I was saying a second ago, you don't want to detach so much that you start hurting people and become a sociopath. But you always have a choice. Stand firm. Be strong. And honestly, sometimes it feels so much more scary to start or to set a boundary or to not people please. It feels scarier than what it actually is. I promise you, it's not that scary. It's not as weird or as scary or as nerve-wracking as you think it is. Like, it actually works out for the better. Let's get into it. I'm gonna call these car conversations. So back in 2005, I feel like was the first year that I figured out what I wanted to do with myself in my life. I knew that I wanted to be a writer. I knew I wanted to create, and I kind of always knew. But during that year, a lot of things changed for me, and life got really crazy. And I was one of the times as a not as a child that I moved, or that me and my family moved. And one thing that I definitely noticed is that, I'm telling you, the biggest chances that you can take in your life is when you finally decide to make a change. So it is a day later, 2 days later, I think it's a day later. And I planned on doing more with y'all today, but today was actually pretty busy. I had a lot going on, and then I had a couple of things that I had to shoot. One that I'm still in the process of editing right now, and then another one that I have to shoot after I do this vlog. But I was sitting up here getting ready to edit, and I was like, you know what, I want to finish this vlog. We've talked about a lot of different things, but one thing I do want to say is it's been so interesting for me lately to assess what my priorities actually are. And I think I talked about this earlier in the video, but I am a recovering people pleaser. What's so crazy is that I had a period of time in 2021 at this point, wow, where I cut everybody off. And I was done with the people pleasing. I didn't realize how many people around me were benefiting from me just being so oh yeah, she's this, she that, but she's so humble. Oh, that's just Jessica. That kind of energy. And I'm I cut everybody off. And I started to realize people that are truly successful, they don't tolerate that nonsense. Not everybody is for everybody, but when you let just anybody in, you're gonna get the results that match exactly that. So a lot of things in relationships that I had just did not match me or what I had going on. So as a recovering people pleaser, it's interesting because I had that period in 2021. I literally was isolated in a whole nother city, and I just, kind of going back and forth traveling, and I really did not care what anybody thought, how they felt. And that was scary to me. There were times where I felt guilty, but it was so affirming, because it was just you mean to tell me this is what's been holding me back? This is how I can feel when I focus on myself and actually take care of myself, instead of being, because they have some people who genuinely are good to you, and good for you, and vice versa. And there's other people who they do things for you and they expect for you to bare your soul, but it's not in a way that's good for anybody but them. Those one-sided relationships where they make you feel if you have some kind of relationship where it's they make you feel your survival is dependent on you pleasing them, you need to run. I don't care if it's your family, employer, relationship, whatever. Also, if there are people that don't support your growth and who try to keep you safe and down talk your plans and, oh, I don't understand this, you should do this, they're speaking from their failure. And that's something that I've had to learn as well, and not being afraid to just let people go and like rearrange where you have people, because people don't like that. Like, but the right people will respect your boundaries. The right people will not make you feel that way. Everybody is just simply not for everybody. And I've been so afraid to like speak out and speak up for myself and, you know, care, because like I've said before in previous videos, sometimes when you go back into those old environments, like for me, my hometown, like, or one of my hometowns, like being back around that, it just felt like everything that I thought I healed, when you get back in that and you feel unsure, you realize how much of the things that you saw as, oh, I gotta figure this out, or oh, I'm so stressed, is really just those other people. Like, it don't even be you. And then when you separate yourself, you be like, oh, never mind. So yeah, it's a little tea, or whatever, but it's just something to think about. Like, being an avid people pleaser ain't beneficial to nobody but the people you please, and it will never benefit you, you know? And it's not about going out here and intentionally hurting people and burning bridges and, you know, being destructive, but it's just about when you know something is for you, it's for you, and when you know it's not, it's not. Life is too fun and beautiful to waste it on stressful things that are just unnecessary. Like, you shouldn't have to worry about basic needs and day to day. You shouldn't be stressed out when you get up. Like, it's just so many things. And like, I talk about relationships all the time, but they're so important. And for me, that's something I've definitely had to realize. Like, my relationships really sort of symbolize the period of time that I'm in, or what I think about myself at that time. So it's really interesting. But anyway, progressing into other topics, because we're going to talk about more things on this channel. I love traveling, and I love urban exploring, and I love amusement parks, and I don't talk about these things enough. We talk about matters of the heart and toxic people and cutting people off, and it's a lot of overthinking on this channel, but we love it, you know? But these are all things that I love, and I'm going to right now start sharing more of that with you guys. One of those things I talked about, urban exploring, y'all don't understand how much of a nerd I am. Urban exploring is basically the study or exploration of abandoned places, theme parks, restaurants, malls, hotels, construction projects, whatever. There's so many things that I can just tell you guys about, or like, we can go to places, of course, safely, but like, I've snuck into a few places before. I can tell you in different cities and theme parks what used to be where, what projects were canceled, pull up the concept art, pull up the like, it's really crazy. In theme parks, I can tell you almost anything about Disney, Disneyland, Disney World, the rides, the history, everything. Like, it's insane. And I usually go to Disney every year. I haven't been in a while. It's been a long time, which is so strange. See, stuff like that is so strange, because it's like, going to Disney every year was like going to the grocery store. It was like a normal part of my life, and everything just kind of went irk, and it's like, yeah, this ain't me. So we got to get back to that. But I'm also the type of person that loves the beach. I love water. Wherever I live, there has to be a beach. It's not optional. And I love to eat, obviously. If you've been following me for a while, I had a food blog at one point. I got rid of it, which I'm so happy I did. But when I tell you, my exploration of food and cooking is so much more enjoyable when I'm not documenting it. But I do want to do a little bit more of like on this channel and on my second channel. If you look in the description of this video, I have a second channel where I'm going to be traveling. I did a few Christmas videos on there last year, 2022, I think. Or like, I did a couple of holiday themed videos where we went to different stores and looked for different decorations. It was cute. I love that channel. So I want to put more of that on there, but I'll always like share it here first, and maybe just like have extended content on there just so I can like build up my followers on there. So I want to get both pages in the high numbers. I want to get my TikTok in the high numbers. it's just sort of a learning curve of figuring out like what you want to do content wise. So that's why oftentimes I'll take breaks, I'll switch up, you know, my numbers will change, all it, because I'm always trying to figure out and siphon through what works, what doesn't work, and what I actually want to do, because I feel like me just being myself is the best. I've had people say, oh, you should do more clothing hauls, try on hauls. That's awesome, but I'm gonna do what I want to do. And if it is natural and best, and there's a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing, natural way for me to do that. But I'm not just gonna get on here and try on bathing suits and bikinis and lingerie. And nothing is wrong with that, but it's like, come on, man. Anyway, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I think that's gonna be the end of this vlog for now. I've been binge watching freaking Disney World vlogs and Universal Studios vlogs, and then I've also been binge watching movie backlot tours, like movie studios like Warner Brothers, Universal, watching people go on the tours of the movie sets and whatnot. It combines my two favorite loves. Now of course WB doesn't have a theme park. WB actually does have a theme park overseas, but Universal's backlot in Hollywood, it's live active sets, and there's a theme park. So I'm like, my two favorite things in the world combined: movie filmmaking, and theme parks. So I was watching that and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I've actually never been to that specific Universal yet, so yeah. But thank you guys so much for watching. It is cold in here. Leave comments below. Let's talk. This is a long vlog, I know, and I love you guys so much. Talk to you later.